Hi everyone, it's Gelsina. Welcome back to my page. Today we're doing a 30-minute full body tone movement class. So let's begin at the center of your mat and just begin by taking 3 deep breaths. As you inhale, breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Begin to roll your shoulders back a few times. Really begin just to loosen the muscles, the tightness. Continuing to breathe here just naturally. And then take your arms at shoulder height and reach to the right and reach to the left. And here I'm just moving my hand in one direction to loosen up the wrists as well. So as you inhale, come to center, and as you exhale, reach to a side and move your hand. Let's come back to center. Bring the arms up, look up and breathe. As you exhale, take the arms behind your back, interlace the fingers, and bring your chin to the chest. So we'll continue doing this. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms together. Exhale, reach back, bring your chin to chest. Going at your own pace here. And then we'll release the hands wherever you are and come onto our hands and knees. So we'll begin with some hip circles, just moving the hips in a clockwise direction. You can go as fast or slow as you'd like, just really exaggerating this circle and feeling the movement in the hips. When you come back to center, we'll go in the opposite direction. Really making sure that you're breathing naturally as you move. And then let's find ourselves back into center, neutral position, and we'll do a couple of cat-cow movements. Again, just going at your own pace and your own breath. Coming back to a neutral position here, let's stretch our right leg behind us. And as you inhale, bring the knee into the chest, and as you exhale, push out. We'll do this a few times. Really making your right leg as long as possible when you reach it out. And then we'll hold at the top and just do some heel pumps from here. So we're just lifting the leg up and down as you breathe. Come back to center, bend the right leg, and reach back with your left arm and hand. Grab a hold of the foot and breathe here. You can take your gaze forward. And then release the arm forward, release the leg back, and we'll tap the floor and then reach up. So as you inhale, tap, exhale, reach up. Again, going with your own breath. Let's come back to center and then keep the leg as it is and just bring the arm out to the side and then forward, out to the side and then forward. We're bending it and then reaching it forward, breathing with each movement. Let's do 3 more. Then reaching the arm forward and release your hand and knee back down. Maybe you'd like to do a cat position just to stretch the back out. And come back to neutral, and we'll go to the other side. So reach the left leg behind you. As you inhale, bring the knee into the chest, and exhale, push out. Remembering to breathe with each movement. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg. And let's do those heel pumps. So we're just pumping up with the foot flexed. Remembering to breathe here. And then bring your right arm forward, bend your back leg, and take a hold of the foot or ankle. Lift up. Breathe. Reach the arm forward and the leg back. And then we're doing those arm movements. So reach the arm forward and then bending it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the arm forward, lift up, and then release everything back down. If you'd like to come back into your cat position to stretch the back, and then shift back into child's pose, resting your forehead down. If you want to intensify the pose, you can always really walk the fingers and the hands forward, lifting the elbows off the ground. Let's now make our way into our first downward dog. Lift the hips, press into the palms, and breathe. If you'd like, you could walk one foot in place and then the other, just stretching each leg out at a time. And then coming back to down dog, we'll shift forward into plank pose and then shift back to downward dog. So we'll do this 10 times, breathing with each movement, feeling the whole body warm up. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. This time, let's hold our plank nice and strong, continuing to breathe. You can always stay here, or we're going to lift one leg up, then lift the left leg up, then reach your right arm forward and your left arm forward. So we'll do this again. Lift your right leg up, left leg up, right hand forward, left arm forward. We'll do this 3 more times. Really working the entire body and breathing with each movement. Last round. Right leg, right arm, left arm. And then from here, hold in your plank and slowly lower all the way down to the front side of the body. Let's come up onto our elbows, lifting the chest forward, breathing. You can stay here or push into the palms and straighten the arms, coming into a deeper stretch here. Remembering to breathe. And then we'll lower the elbows back down if they were lifted. Pausing in this pose. Look over to the left and then look over to the right. Come back to center. Let's lower all the way down. From here, reach your arms forward. On your inhale, lift the arms up and the legs up. Exhale, come down. Let's do this 10 times on our own, breathing and reaching. So staying strong. I know this is a tough one, but it's so good for the entire body. Then we'll hold the pose up and just do little swimmers. So we're just shifting the arms and legs, really breathing here, feeling strong, reaching, and then lifting everything up before you lower it down to the ground. Great job. You can stack one forearm on top of the other and rest your forehead on top. Let's push into the palms now and push back to downward dog. Relax your head. Reach your right leg up. And then let's swing it through between our hands. We're coming up to a high lunge here. So reach the arms up. We're really bending into our right leg. Breathe. From here, we'll shift forward into what looks like a warrior two, but this time we're reaching our left arm back as if we're pulling a bow back. As if a bow and arrow is in our hands. Breathe and feel strong in this pose, physically and mentally. Let's come back down, bring the hands down and come all the way back to a high lunge. We'll twist to the right here and look towards the right hand. Breathe. Bring the hands back down and step the right leg back and lift it up if you'd like. Let's come right to the other side. Reach the left leg up and swing it between the hands. Find your balance and come to a high lunge. Breathe. When you feel ready, we'll shift the hips and pull our bow and arrow back. This is a strong pose in the arms and the legs. The arms are active as you breathe. Let's come back to our high lunge and then twist to the left side, looking towards the left hand, finding a natural breathing here. Let's come back down to center, step back to downward dog. Prepare for one more flow. So reach your right leg back up and then step it between the hands. Find your balance and then lift back to a high lunge. From here, interlace your fingers behind you, and then we'll shift the body forward, bringing the arms overhead. If it's more comfortable, you can always bring your back foot all the way to the ground. Let's return back to our high lunge. And then from here, shift forward with the torso, bring the arms back, and we'll just do 10 soft claps behind us. So the arms are as straight as possible, bringing the hands together as you breathe. And once you finish your claps, reach the arms back, and then come back to your high lunge, reach the arms up. Bring the palms together in front of your chest and then bring your left elbow to the right knee and twist. You can always open your arms for a little bit more of a challenge. And if you wanted to go even further, you could wrap your right arm behind you and interlace your hands behind you. Come back to center. And then from here, we're going to come onto our forearms into a forearm plank. Bring your right forearm to be parallel with the top of the mat, and then shift onto the outside of your foot. Let's reach the left arm overhead. Raise the left leg, and then let's meet the elbow and knee together and then reach them back out. Continuing to breathe. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Come back to your forearm plank, and then let's do 5 hip dips. 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips high, and then let's come back to our elbow and knee taps. 5 times. Continuing to breathe, keep your hips high. Last one. And then let's do 5 more hip dips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arm overhead, breathe, and then release all the way down. Let's take our right arm up and over now. This should feel really good. Stretching out our right side, breathing. And come back up to center. Let's find ourselves back in downward dog so we can repeat that on the other side. When you're ready, reach your left leg up behind you and swing it between the hands. Let's get ready to come into our high lunge. From here, interlace the fingers behind you and we'll shift forward, folding inside of our left leg. Again, you could always bring your back foot down. Breathe. Let's come back up to our high lunge. And then when you're ready, let's shift the torso forward, reach the arms back, and again, let's do 10 claps behind us. Continuing to breathe here. Reach the arms back when you're finished, and then come back to your high lunge. Bring the palms together, and then we'll come into our twist. Right elbow comes to the left knee, and you can stay with your palms together or open the arms up or even interlace the arms behind you. Wherever you are, breathe. Let's bring your hands back down to the mat. Step your left leg back and we'll do our forearm series on the other side. I'm just turning around so you can see me. So we'll come onto our left forearm. Stack the feet, come onto the side of the foot. Reach the right arm overhead and we'll prepare for our elbow to knee taps. Breathing each time you bring everything in and out. After you've done 5, we'll come into our hip dips. Breathing 5 times here. And then back to our elbow to knee taps 5 times. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5 more hip dips. So good. Reach the right arm overhead, stretch, and then come back down. And just like we did the other side, reach your left arm over this time, and we'll come into a nice juicy side stretch. That should feel really good. Let's now come on to our sit bones here. Bend the knees. And let's prepare for our table pose. So bring the palms down, push into the feet and the palms and lift the hips. Breathe into the front body. Slowly come down, bring the hips down. And then with your legs bent, just slowly reach the arms out in front of you and we'll come all the way down onto the back side of the body. And just notice how that feels, having your spine against the ground. Let's keep our legs bent here. Reach the arms overhead, bend the right leg, and then bring the arms forward as you crunch up. So we're just switching legs here. And if you'd like, you could bring the hands together behind each leg as you crunch up. Really elongating and then crunching as you breathe. Warming up our abdomen. The next time your right knee is bent, let's pause here. And then from here, we'll straighten it out to meet the left and then straighten the right leg up. So we're bending it, straightening it out, and then straightening it at the top. Continuing to breathe, have your palms facing up. Next time it gets to the top, we'll switch legs and do the same with the left leg. So bring the left knee in, straighten it, and then bring it up. So good. I know it's burning here. And then once the left leg gets to the top, we'll just do a few leg lifts here. So keep breathing, keep your legs as straight as possible. Breathing deep. And then let's bring the legs at an angle and holding this position here, breathe and then release down. Well done. I know that was a tough challenge. Let's just relax now with our legs out and our arms out. Taking a moment here to take a few deep breaths. Let's reach our arms overhead, just stretching the whole body here before we come into our last little push of class. Let's take the arms up and come up to seated position. Turn around and we'll come back to our forearm plank. From your plank position, we'll do a fun little sequence here. Reaching your left arm forward, tap the floor, and then reach the right arm forward. Breathing with each movement. You can continue with this or just reach the opposite arm straight out in front of you. Breathe. So good. Let's come back to our forearm plank. Hold. Keep holding. I know this is hard. And then release down. Push the hips back. And let's find ourselves in child's pose. Notice where you feel this stretch. Let's come back up, finding ourselves on our knees and prepare for camel pose. So if you're a beginner at this, you can just take your hands to your lower back, palms facing down, and lift the chest up. If you want, you could also just do one-armed camel, reaching the left hand on the left heel Breathe. Play around with the top arm. You can bend it or straighten it. And then come back up to center. And maybe come to the other side. Just taking your time here. And then if you'd like, you could come into the full camel. Bringing both hands to the heels and opening the chest. Let's come back up, sit on the heels, and just take a moment here to breathe. Maybe flip your palms up. We'll come into rabbit pose. So from here, we're just bringing the top of the head onto the ground, grab a hold of the heels, and then roll more onto the head. Really curving the spine here. Breathe. Lower the hips back to the heels, come back up. A few minutes left of class. Let's come back to the center of the mat. Bring your heels together and let the knees come towards the ground. You can always roll your head from side to side, just loosening up the neck here. Straighten the left leg forward at an angle. Reach the arms up and fold over the left leg. Any type of forward fold positions are really good for your nervous system. So you can take some deep breaths here. And then slowly come up and we'll come to the opposite side. Stretching the right leg out at an angle, reaching the arms up and folding over the leg. Notice if one side feels different than the other and realize that it's okay. Let's come back up. And then let's turn around and come onto our backs. So just slowly roll down. Feel free to stay here, preparing for your relaxation, or if you feel like maybe you want to do one more twist, we'll bring our left knee into our chest and then bring it across the body to the right side. Take your gaze over to the right. Breathe. Come back to center, switch sides. Come back to center. And this time, let's bring both knees into the chest. Bring your arms around the legs. Bring your head towards your knees. Squeeze everything in. And then release all the way down. Take the palms facing up. Allow the legs to be going outward. And feel your lower back against the earth. Close your eyes. Allow your breathing to be slow and relaxed. And then before we come back up, just begin to really deepen your breathing, making your inhale as long as possible and your exhale as long as possible. Let's begin to stretch the arms overhead. And then when you feel ready, come onto the side of your body using your arm as a pillow. Let's slowly make our way back up to a seated position like we began class. Having a tall spine. Close your eyes and just notice how you feel after all of these movements. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Reach the arms overhead. Bring your palms together in front of your chest. We'll end our class here today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this strong practice felt good in your body. Have a beautiful day, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my channel. See you next week.